Thank you. And you too. Well, Jeffrey.
Well, there's a lot, you know, with the Yahaya Bello's case, I see there's going to be a lot of commentary on this particular one, saying what is playing out at the end of the day, because ordinary citizens are asking questions. That's why this is important. Because if this was an ordinary, yeah, he's actually a regular citizen now. He's a private citizen like all of us.
Well.
So why all this? But let's not say what we want to say. Let's read what you have said on X. So let's get straight to what you're saying on X as far as what the comments were. Yeah. So the EFCC chairman yesterday had said that one of the things they found out in their investigation is the fact that Mr. Yahaya Bello, Mr. Yahaya Adoza Bello, allegedly transferred towards the end of his tenure as governor $720,000, do the maths, to pay his children's school fees in advance. Well, let's hear what you said about that. Maestro says, these things marvel me. EFCC boss boldly stating with facts how Yahaya Bello withdrew $750,000 to pay the school fees of his child in advance. Then goes my question. Why take him to court? Shouldn't judgment be passed already with the level of evidence and his height of wickedness meted on the people of Kogi State? No, it doesn't work like that. That's why I say it's a democracy. There's a presumption of innocence. You have to come and defend yourself, which is what the EFCC is calling him to come and do.
Well, Oga Hans has a flip to this particular one. So take a look at this one. He says, now, these whole allegations may end up as untrue. Bello will end up winning this case and moving freely soonest. This is not the first time we've had the EFCC chase cases without any substantial evidence to follow through. Okay, so 1-1 at this rate.
Okay, so for the record, they say they have evidence. Let's put it out there. 80 billion is what they are alleging, or 80-something billion.
But he still has to go to court.
But he still has to go to court.
The first user said.
Halima Sanda says, what's particularly striking in the most of the embezzlement cases, allegedly I should add, is the irony that accompanies them. While these individuals may have amassed fortunes through illicit means, their grasp of basic financial literacy appears to be sorely lacking. It won't surprise me that if they were presented with a simple test requiring them to write out the amount they've stolen in words and even numbers, they will likely fail miserably. Everybody has an angle to this thing.
Well, Stop Corruption 1 is the next angle we're looking at, saying it's unacceptable. That's how this user starts, that some politicians are immune to fraud charges. And you could see those words there. This person has some trust in the EFCC chairman, saying, believe is apolitical and doing his job without fear or favor. So that's the demand, ending with he should be arrested, prosecuted, and sentenced. Well, I don't know, you cannot preempt the court here. Okay, yeah. So let's see how that plays out.
Olawale says, I think the EFCC chairman needs all the support he can get. He will have a lot of opposition and step on many toes, but I think every reasonable Nigerian, regardless of politics, should line up behind him.
Bernard Fatoye, again, while all of this conversation and debate is going on, we should not lose sight of the bigger picture. And I'm glad Bernard Fatoye has this to say, that I hope it will start making sense why some of us have been shouting that there should be more focus on sub-national entities for real. Again, let's break it down. Sub-national entities are entities that are not federal, so state, local government. That is what Bernard Fatoye is saying. And sustainable development. So pay attention to state. You are in a state, definitely, except you're in the FCT. You are in a local government, definitely. Okay, so how much are you engaging and paying attention? That's the question.
I totally agree. People believe that there is more corruption at the state level than even the federal level. And, well, things are beginning to happen across boards. Shola Tani says, how did Kogi State get such huge amount of dollar, or EFCC meant to say that Yahaya used naira belonging to government to buy $720,000 from BDC? Most state governors design official foreign trips to mop up forex for their personal needs.
Well, the allegation from the chairman said that he took it to the BDC. I think that was what he said. So
yeah, he took it there and then sent it up.
So I know it's a lot, particularly when you want to crunch the figures. But the last comment we'll take on this is from this user, Oga Rob Jemmy, or Robert Jemmy, forgive me. It's X, so it's tricky sometimes. Says in this same country where people cannot afford to eat, that alone just speaks volumes. That first line alone, and essentially, he's shocked that these allegations are coming up. School fees, come on. So there you go.
Okay, maybe we have to take again this EFCC issue. This time, the statement he made. Look at it, they said that, look, but, well, let's move on from that because we've talked a lot about the EFCC. Let me see, what else are we talking now? Okay,
but just to make reference to the point you were making, the chairman also said that he would resign if he doesn't follow this through.
Yeah, he said he would rather resign if he doesn't follow this through, because he won't have the moral standing to pursue any other person. So why should Yaya's case be different?
So, right. So it's cheery to hear that, because we always say people don't like to resign in this part of the world. So he's saying that. And on the flip side, Mr. Yahaya Bello's lawyer is saying that he's afraid to come to court, or is afraid to, let me just take that, just to be sure, to read that right.
He says he's afraid to come to court because he's not sure of getting fair hearing.
Exactly. But he's afraid of arrest. He's afraid of arrest.
No, there are a couple of things. Yeah. So there is the fair hearing, and then there's the argument about arrest. But his lawyer was clear. Fair hearing was an issue, and then arrest was an issue. So,
okay, so just to give you all the other sides to this, but Jeffrey, moving on to another issue that has...
Yes, the issue that has to do with the bullying of a student in, is it Leeds British International School, being shut down. I understand that the Minister of Women Affairs actually went there. I saw videos online. So people are reacting to that incident. So if you don't know, a video emerged online where students were bullying a fellow student. A student was bullying a fellow student, and, you know, she had restraints. It's quite disturbing to watch that particular video. We saw it yesterday. So in case we played, viewer discretion is advised. But let's look at some of the things you're saying. Labi says cases of bullying is something that is almost impossible to stop among kids. Anyone caught or reported or found guilty should be punished in isolation. I don't think the idea of shutting down the school is appropriate. Schools should make it a rule that bullying is unacceptable.
It was quite shocking to hear that the school was shut. Some say, well, they had heard cases of bullying in that school before now, so they sort of aligned with that. But some other people say, well, this is student versus student. And that's what this next user, Fell in Touch, has to say, that care should be taken not to make this a matter between the bullied student and the school. Let's not turn it that way, this user says. And it talks about the school owing the parents a responsibility of securing the pupils. But incidents like this happen once in a while. And I think a lot of us can talk about incidents of bullying while we were in school. But now that I'm hearing people say they were bullied, I'm asking, so who was bullying people then? If everybody was bullied...
I was bullied.
But you didn't bully?
No, I didn't bully. But I was planning to. But I didn't have the chance to, because I was for real, man. Yeah, the first time, the shocking story. So when I saw the video, I was like, oh boy. I went to a government school, so I was surprised this happens in a private school. So the first time I showed up in school, I was in JSS1 and the community, and then I went to class, and and the people that bully you the most are not SS3, it's JS2 that bully you the most. So we went there. As soon as it was break time, we went out. This is me. I didn't know anything that was going on next. And they say, okay, you. They will just make one allegation against you, and while you're trying to wonder, they say, close your eyes, pump your jaw. I closed my eyes, pumped my jaw. I saw rains or slap. Oh boy, what's going on?
That's terrible.
Yeah. So I told myself that if I make it to JS2, whether I'm the last in the class or I'm the first, I would do same. But I didn't. For the records.
We're grateful for your life. Thank you for breaking that cycle of violence. And you too, you can. And let's tell our children our wards that they don't need to be caught up in that. The fact that they've been bullied doesn't mean they have to do that. But I mean, I was bullied, Jeffrey. I was slapped in the face. I had to carry plaster.
Yeah.
For days
I had
on my face.
So I went to...
Sorry, on my eye, actually. Exactly. I couldn't see with one eye for a few days. It was terrible.
Do you know, when I went home, my grandmother saw, and she said she wanted to come to school. I told my grandmother, calm down. There's time for everything. This is your time. My time will come.
Thank God it didn't come. Oh, goodness.
All right. Mona says closing the school was never an option. It goes to show how inefficient the admin is. The school have rules and regulations that embeds a punishment for such behavior. Punish them accordingly by expelling them and set a deterrent to others to learn. Why halt activities?
I think there's some sort of, will I say, majority when it comes to this closing of the school. Because this next user, I am Arahu, also says you don't shut down the school because a child bullied another. So it looks like the majority are saying, oh, why shut down the school? But we've also seen people say, yes, it should have happened. So that's the next one. I am Ima Rao, just to be sure, says you don't shut down the school because a child bullied another. Teenagers will always strive to show superiority. The concerned child should be disciplined, suspended, and the rest. I'm glad the person who slapped me then and caused me to be blind in one eye was suspended as well. I don't know what has become of that student. I'd love to actually meet with that person today. I imagine it's turned.
There it is, and look at like
no, not that, of course. Just have a conversation, because you know, a lot of people did that out of maybe just being childish, trying to get attention, acting out whatever is playing out at home. It could be some psychological issues as well. So it's important to also diagnose, pay attention to the bullied and the bully as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. I remember the time in school, because of that incident, as soon as we hear the bell ring in school, you take off like a jet, because if those Jets two guys come at you, you're going to regret. But the point we're making here is it has to be addressed as quickly as possible, because some of these people who are bullying people end up in political offices as governors, as commissioners, and ministers, as all kinds of things. And trust me, some of them haven't changed. They bully the people all through. So that's why we need to check this. But the jury is for and against whether the school should be closed down or should just be for the students. The government will make that decision.
Absolutely.
But, those are your thoughts, and we've taken just about enough for now. We will switch gears to other things on the program. We'll take this break. When we'll come back, join us in another conversation. Join us again.